Buying a house in Nigeria or anywhere in the world is not a child's play. You will either buy a bad house that was badly built, or a house that is in court, or a house that has incomplete documents. On this video, I'm going to tell you things to look out for before buying a house in Nigeria or anywhere in the world. Hi guys, my name is Susan. I'm a Nigerian realtor based in Lagos. So before we go on, before we even start, I'm sure you already have a budget and your budget is in place. I would advise you to always go above your budget. Like you should always have above your budget. Not that you should tell the agent that you're going to pay a certain amount when you don't have the money. If you have 80 million naira, I advise you to have 120 million naira just in case of any work that needs to be done or any payment that needs to be done. You know, when it comes to paying for buying a house, you have to pay agency fee and a lot of others. So the first thing is get a trusted realtor. If you don't have a realtor, you should always ask around, ask your friends, ask your family. They will always give you a realtor that they recommend. There are so many realtors that are out there for the money. They don't want the name or the reputation. All they want is their money and they go. They might give you a house or give you a deal that is bad, that is not good for you, and they walk away with their agency fee. So I advise you to ask around. If you don't have a realtor, ask around. Someone might recommend a trusted realtor to you. Secondly, understand how location relates to value. If you intend on investing in real estate, you should know that there are many houses in real estate that come with different amounts and the value might be different also. So you should learn to choose where your value is. For instance, you want to buy a house in Lagos. You should understand that Lagos Island is more expensive than Lagos mainland. So if you want to invest in real estate, you should know your deal breakers. Deal breakers in the sense that you should know the value of the land you're buying or the house you're buying. You might buy a house on Lagos mainland and that house should cost you 80 million naira, and you buy a house on Lagos Island and that house should cost you 120 million naira. Let me tell you, the house on Lagos Island has more value because it is on Lagos Island, and houses on Lagos Island are very expensive. If you intend on putting back these houses in the market for rent, you will get more from the house you put in Lagos Island, but does not mean that the house you're buying on Lagos mainland will not bring you money. So this is what I mean by location relates to value. Next thing is understand how the home buying process works. For instance, you have a house that you have already picked, you like this house. You should understand that you can walk away. You don't have to stick around for bad deals. You should also learn to trust your agent because they have your best interests at heart. One thing I would advise you is not to trust the agent of the owner, because whatever comes in that house, whether bad or good, they all want to sell it. So the only thing you have to do is trust your agent, seek advice from your agent, and talk with your agent. Speak, especially if you trust your agent. If you don't trust your agent, you should always ask around from others that you trust. Next thing is think of repair costs. You have bought a house or you're looking at a house that you are interested in, you should always think of the repair, because there are some things in the house that you may not want. There are some things in your house that you may not like. Maybe the countertop is not in the way you like. Maybe the quality of the material they use is not what you like. You might also think about the repair cost and the cost of labor. And if you're smart, you can also include that in your deal. When talking to the landlord, you bring that up and say, this is how this house is, this is how I intend to change it, and this is what I intend to spend on this house. The landlord might consider you and bring down that price. Who knows? Next thing is learn about the property you want to buy. Don't just jump into real estate and just buy a house without learning anything about the property you want to buy. You might end up buying a house that is in courts. There are so many houses that are in courts and people are fighting for ownership, and you might end up buying it and then your money has gone. So I advise you to learn about the history of that house before buying. Ask around, ask the neighbors around, ask whether the land you're buying is built on flooded ground. You should always ask, because you don't want to buy a house that was built on a bad foundation, so you don't waste your money. There are some houses that sink after a year of of taking possession. Maybe you're living in it and you find out that your house is sinking. I'm sure you understand what I mean. The next one is, don't get obsessed with the house that you intend to buy, because the deal might go wrong. I said it previously, the deal might go wrong. Don't get obsessed, just be ready to walk away. The deal might go wrong. You might find out that the documents are not complete later on. You might find out that the house is in court. There are a lot of things that you have to consider before buying a house, and I advise you not to get obsessed with any house. If you get obsessed, the agent might see that you love this house, and instead of negotiating the house with you, it will be very, very reluctant to even bring down that price, because he already sees that you like the house and you can't do without the house. So if you want to buy a house, act like you don't like the house, or act like you're doing them a favor, so that they will consider your price if you are trying to negotiate. So the next deal and the last one is, take your time. If you want to invest in real estate, you have to take your time, so you don't invest in the wrong part of real estate. So you don't invest in a property that has no value, or you don't invest in a property that has a case in court, or you don't invest in a property that you don't even like. Thank you guys. I think this is the end of our video. If you have watched to this point, thank you so much, and have a nice day guys. See you on my next video. Bye bye.